Yo, what is going on YouTube? SimpLex here coming back at you guys today with yet another YouTube video. This is going to be part 2 of my SimpLex gaming career explanation video and my brief history rundown on everything I've done and where I've been leading up into where I'm at now. So as we left off on last video, quick recap. Talking about how I originally played COD back on the PlayStation 2 and moved on to getting my own 360, playing through MW3, getting Black Ops 2, being in some stuff like I was in XRG, AGC, and then XGN, and then I branched off and played for VVV for about a month, and then after that point I was left on my own at basically the bottom of the ladder as a free agent, bottom am, figuring out how to make a name for myself in the community, and I'm going to touch with what I did and where I went. So after VVV, like I said, we were an application team, like a GB team that got basically denied after our application went through. So we had to find our own org to play for, and I've just decided to make my own few, like not even org, just team names. So you're gonna hear, I think, 3 names right now that were just like I would play with a group of guys, have a team for about a week or two, and then it would fall apart, and I would just say, screw this, I'm just making a new team name, find some new players. So first team name was Team Evil. Played in that for about a week, like I said, fell apart. Team Ventus, another week, fell apart. Conquer Esports, team for a week, fell apart. And then my friend, like I said, he tried bringing back XRG, and then he wanted me to play for them, and they would give us funding. XRG wound up not working out, fell apart. And that's when I went to Farico. So I got brought into Farico by the same friend, which was really eye-opening for me because it was back when Farico actually was somewhat known in the community. They were this was right after champs, so it was a great opportunity for me to meet a lot of people, have some competitive play, 1v1 in people, just getting that sense for like how competitive gamers talk, play, learning callouts, etc. So Frico was a great eye-opening thing for me. A lot of people say it's a joke of a community, which it really isn't. A lot of people join it thinking that like it's gonna be something else, which it isn't. But it's great if you're a bottom am or just I don't want to rank you as a bottom am. I'll say an amateur player looking for somewhere to go and learn. I suggest going to Frico. It's not a bad place to go and to sign up and just learn from them and learn and interact with other members that are younger as you're moving your way up. So that's just my opinion. Obviously, Frico only lasts for so long, and then you move out and back into the competitive scene, doing what you're doing. I started up my own thing again called Quantum Gaming. I did that for a bit with some other guys from Farico. We basically all left Farico and tried like saying, all right, now we've been in Farico, we're good. Let's set off and like let's go try to make a name. Did that for a bit and it wasn't working out. Just a whole bunch of people were like, I'm going back to Frico. I don't like this. So it just fell apart. And that's when I started doing my joining organizations for content creation and just trying to brand myself as a solo player. So I joined a team called Perfect Execution or PEX Gaming, which I know a lot of you guys saw me on recently as I rejoined back there a while back. We'll get into that. I was on that for about 2, 3 months. Worked with them as their content manager, or did graphics for them, did a whole bunch of different stuff when they played back at EGC Niagara last year. Or was it? Yeah, it would have been last year. And then eventually said I want to get back into competitive since I already had 2 teams and left that. Wound up getting on a team known as Negative Nation. And like I said, a lot of the organization names you guys hear right now, it's not even org hopping. It's just me with roster changes and playing on a certain team and then either getting dropped or something falls off, and then I just go to a different team. It's not that I'm not dedicated. It's that either the team isn't working out and that I'm willing to take the steps to like change my name and put my graphics on so that I look professional when I'm with that org. But then if something falls apart, it's like I'm out. So I don't mess around. Like if I'm in, I'm in. Shit isn't working out, I'm out. So it's not even or necessarily organization hopping. It's just me making changes to try to like work out and find a good set of players to play with. Back when I did play competitive, and then I left that and was played for Avalanche. Esports was another thing that I started with a few of my local friends. Went to a LAN. Didn't really do a whole ton with that. And then I joined up in a thing called Syndicate Gaming. They're not around anymore. I remember they renamed their org, but I'm blocked on it for something. I don't know what their new name is, but I was on that for a bit, and then we got offered a spot back in XGN actually to be a sponsored team. Now this is back when XGN had J Rich, Lynx. I don't remember who the other two were, but those who they had at that point. This is before Stun and all them came on. So we had the chance to be a sponsored team for them. But eventually, what unfortunately happened for us is did not have a fourth. It was myself, my friend Diver, Shady, and we were looking for a fourth. And we wound up running with this one guy named Quilla. And I'm not going to try to put his Twitter out there so we don't roast this guy because I seriously straight up laugh at this guy whenever we come across him. we got in a show match, right, in this tourney, and we were in the second round of the tourney on the show match. Map was tied. We're going into map 3. It's a best of 3 on S&D on Octane, right? This host is California host. Now the dude we were running with was in Canada, all right. And this dude's from Canada trying to prove himself to us. All right, we're losing terribly. Like Diver's connection was complete shit. Shady's was shit. Mine was shit. None of us were doing well. We played decent, and then there was this last guy who was always left up, and he literally dropped a donut on live stream on a show match in tourney with XGN. Basically, completely ruined our chances, even though we said we were just running with people. Ruined it. So we left that, and I went to Paradox Gaming with my 2 other guys. And like I said, I'm sure you guys heard of Paradox. They have an MLG channel right now. I knew a lot of guys, Nine and Rumor, who were on that, actually were the old leaders of XRG, which was the first ever clan I was in. So it was a really cool connection that I was able to have with them and work with them for a bit. I wound up leaving that, got offered a spot with my old friend who I said brought me into that one clan called DGN. However, the owner didn't really, he never got on, so he wasn't going to fund us like he said. He was on maybe like once every week, so it wasn't like we were really going to mess around and then like get frauded or something with our funding. So left that, and I said we started up our own thing, Valor Gaming. And we wound up picking a 4th who was decent, but then our one guy who we had been running with for about the past 2 months started going inactive, and it was like I'm stuck in the same damn spot. I was really just about to give up with my competitive career at that point again and just move off, but I didn't. I went off, left that team, went to a team called Express, played with Express for a while, and then said I can't play. I'm done with my competitive gaming, and I came back to it a little bit as you hear. I went and managed for a team called Vindictive for a bit, and then started at my own org called Existence, which is where I met a lot of old guys back from Rico. For me, gaming is just about having fun. I like interacting with people. I join up in organizations, do stuff, work with them. If people are leaving and shit isn't going the right way, or I have an opportunity that's going to better myself in a different area, then that's where I'm going to go. So I left Existence because there was a local LAN coming up and played under Villains Gaming, Villains Nation. And then after that LAN, obviously, we're going to stay as a team under them, so I played for Outrage Gaming. And Outrage is really where my, I guess you could say, professional career sort of kicked off, because I was in Outrage. This is a manager, and I wound up hitting up my friend Josh Cast, who was the previous manager for Paradox Gaming, and he was the media manager for Vanquish. And I said, yo, what would it take for me to become a media, like a streamer or something for Vanquish? Because Vanquish had always been my goal since ever I heard about competitive. VQ, like VQ was like I wanted to be on VQ. That Fizzer, Dito, Skiles, and John, those guys are my idols. And I got the opportunity to play for Vanquish, and literally that was like the pinnacle for me on just reaching the top for hitting Vanquish. And I'd always wanted to be on VQ, and I absolutely loved it. Played on VQ for about a month and a half. Team went to Nashville, came back, shook the owner, didn't pay up what he needed to when they were Noble Vanquish, and basically the whole org fell off. Pro team was gone. Streamers were leaving, going to Noble. Everybody was gone. Shook fell off the map. There was literally nobody left in VQ except for myself and Slander. So I said, screw this, and I hit up my friend Travis at the time to get into Orbit. So I got on Orbit for about 2 weeks. Second week comes around, and I get told by Travis, oh, well, you see, what happened is when I brought you on, I already had my Twitter header, I had everything. They literally had given me all the stuff that I needed. So I get in with Travis. He says, yo, you never really got approved, so you're not on Orbit anymore. I'm sitting here after 2 weeks of hard work, after all this shit, back and nothing again. I got completely roasted on Twitter for it, absolutely nothing. So I went back to Villains for a bit and did some content work and streaming and chilled with them for a bit. And then Recon City actually offered me a position. I don't know if you guys remember them. To stream and do stuff for them. And I got on with Recon City. And as you can see with me is that I hit bad luck. It's not that I'm leaving orgs at this point. This is me just hitting bad luck and being given like, yo, there's nothing more we can really do for you, man. Sorry. So Recon City wound up telling me we're going through some org changes. We're not going to be able to support you. This is nothing with you being bad. I just don't feel like this is going to help you in your career, so we're going to let you go. And Crisby let me go, and Recon City's actually fallen off the map now. It doesn't even exist. So after that, I literally went back through the whole chain trying to find out my place in the scene again, finding out where I was going to be, how am I going to get back to the top again. I don't even know where to start at this point. I'm basically just falling back down again. So That's what I'm going to get into in the third part of my video. So this one's hitting 10 minutes now. So make sure to check that out. Link will be in the description for the first video and the third video, I believe. So make sure to check that out and check out the third video here in a minute. So like always, guys, remember to leave a like. This has been your boy SimpLex. I'll see you guys next video. Peace!